Hey, everybody, welcome back to Earth and Star Spiritual Wellness Center, where we have the talented and wonderful Mr. Danny Shea.
Hello.
And of course, it wouldn't be a Mary and Danny show if we weren't 2 minutes late because we were gabbing.
Gabbing. Yes. And
Hello, Lexi.
I flipped all my cards inside out, so I'm rearranging my cards.
How do you flip them inside out? I'm curious. How does that
Well,
happen?
half of them are right side up, the other half are upside down.
I see. So they're inside out.
They're inside out.
Hi, Ivy Starflower. Hey, Laura. Well, for everyone here, Alexi is my son, and he's home recovering. So he's apparently in the chat telling everyone hello and getting us all hyped here.
Yay.
So if you guys have any questions that you'd like us to ask, feel free to put them in all caps in the chat, and we'll get to them as we go through.
I want to know, I have a question.
Yes.
So, what gift are you giving Alexi to make him feel better while he's sick? My mom would give me gifts. She would give me like money, or she would give me like bags of potato chips or something. What are you giving Alexi?
I love how you're do you have kids? Because I'm gonna get you back if you
I
I love
don't.
how you're saying this in front of him. He
I
said
don't have. She gives me love. Oh my gosh.
perfect angel baby child he is.
Yes, he deserves a bag of potato chips.
And I let him eat in his brother's bed. He's
I
not
think,
supposed to eat in the bedrooms, but
is that too much information?
no, I mean, I don't think his older brother watches, but his older brother's away at college, and so he's been in his room while he's been sick because we're separating the younger two, and I let him eat in his room. So,
Good job.
yes, so that was his gift.
Yay. She gives me love. How awesome is that? We could just end the show right here.
Well, hey, Oxford Cat. Hey, Polly. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Eric. Nelson,
So,
Judy. We have lots of cool people here today. You guys put your questions in all caps in the chat, and we'll get to them for some readings in a little bit. What's been going on with you, Danny Shea?
wait a
Anything?
minute. And Eric, it's not my birthday. It's not my birthday today. It's my birthday month, but it's not my birthday. So I can celebrate the whole month, right?
How did I not know you were a Gemini?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh,
I'm
so
with the
late.
Gemini rising, so I'm right on
Okay.
the cusp.
I thought that you were something more flowy than that. I was like, surely,
Shirley, don't call me Shirley.
surely you're not. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Lillian. Anything been going on with you? You have any cool adventures lately? Got anything coming up for people?
I I did have a cool venture. We went out into my brother and I went to Canyonlands, and we stopped off at Flagstaff and Sunset Crater, went into Hopi Lands, went into Navajo National Park, and then Arches, and then back. And we somehow we just like looking at and studying petroglyphs, and so we got a great tour um, in Hopi land, and by the Hopi tours, and the guy's name was Micah, and it was phenomenal. It was just one of the best tours because I've never done a petroglyph tour. I just go look at them and I try to
Mhm.
figure out what the heck they mean. And I try to get into the Zen mode and be all quiet and go, "What are you talking to me about?" He actually gave us a little bit of a path so we can understand it a little bit more. It was great. It's very cool.
That feels pretty important. So petroglyphs, this is like the pictures that people used to put before, was this like before language? What was the importance of them?
Well, yeah, they just told a story, not before language, but because a lot of indigenous cultures don't have anything written as their history. It's transferred via verbally, normally from grandmother down, and I think that this was just a way to record a certain segment of time. The tour lasted for like 3 or 4 hours, and I mean, we barely scratched the surface. I had so many questions that I could have sat with that guy for a week and still not gotten enough. So
4 hours is
it was,
a long time.
pardon me?
I said 4 hours is a long time to not get all the answers, because it does feel very deep. It feels like there's a lot there.
Way, yeah, a lot there. So, and I was just, when we start asking questions, then he gets pulled away from the narrative that he's trying to shape, and it gets off into a different subject or topic that sometimes wasn't very relevant. And we had two other people join us, and yeah, they did pull us off topic quite a bit. And Micah had to go, it would be best if you just listen.
You have to place those boundaries sometimes to keep things on track.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was, I thought that was really good. Yeah. So
Well, it feels
yes, what's going on with you?
uh well, ah, it just feels like with petroglyphs, it feels like there's something kind of symbolic in that can be applied like even to now. I mean, understanding the past and where that came from, but how pictures or symbols or sigils or shapes can tell a story of something that we're going through. So like what's coming to me is scrying, and how you can
Hmm.
focus on a certain shape or mandala or something like that, and pick up a story and pick up energetic intelligence. So maybe that's a message that's trying to come through for some of us today, is leaving ourselves receptive and open to ancient symbols, to mandalas, to yeah, spirals. That's a good thing. uh
Water, water,
mm-hmm.
plasma. Yeah, so when the scrying term for me, it's so cool and very foreign, and I have done it, and at first it seems like, are you kidding? What are you doing? You're just staring at a flame or a spiral, and you're picking up messages. And one of my cool things that I got was this little sphere, and you can't
Mm-hmm.
really see it, but it's like a scrying sphere to me, because I can look in it and I see something new in it all the time. So there's messages in there that I can pick up, and that, yes. So when we're scrying something and looking at the circles, the petroglyphs, the flames, the waters, it it to me, it just brings us down into the quiet so that we can see and listen to our voices. And yes, so looking at petroglyphs, it'll be one thing to one person and something different to another person.
I really, really, really like how you said it brings you into a quiet place where you can see and listen to yourself, because that's a big thing I learned about scrying. I learned how to scry into a crystal ball. And the thing about that is that when you scry and you learn to scry, and it does take practice of softening your eyes and continuing to gaze, a lot of what comes through is imagery, images, shapes, people, animals.
Hmm.
But then you have to interpret that. You have to say, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
Same as people who have a natural gift of clairvoyance. You get a lot of imagery, but then can you interpret that?
Right.
And that's where you have to open yourself to your other clairs, to your clairsentience. What do you feel when you see this image? What does your mind tell you? What information naturally comes? Your claircognizance. So yeah, it's almost like the gazing works on the opposite end of the shamanic journey, where you're picking something up externally and learning
Hmm.
how to process it internally.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the key is processing it internally, because that's where all the, for me, I find that it's I don't like to process something for somebody else. I want them to process their information that they get,
Mm.
so that, well, number one, it takes the blame off of me. Whew. And but we all have different paths that we're walking on, and who knows best the path? I mean, I can tell you the path that I think I'm walking on right now, but I'll miss something. You'll misinterpret something. So I'm the one that needs to determine what is true or not and all that. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. So,
You're making a ton of sense. Um, and it's because even you guys out there in the chat, you're coming and watching this show where we've trained in the shamanic realm. We're readers, we're healers, but what you make of everything, how you interpret things, your perception of things is the most important thing, because you're applying it to your life, and only you have the power to make change in your life,
yep,
to
yep,
apply certain messages.
yep, yeah. And if you don't buy what you hear internally, why are you buying what somebody else is telling you? I mean, I think we rely on a lot of other people to tell us the truth versus just knowing it and tapping into our clairs. So I have a question. This came up today where somebody said, well, I can't see in my mind's eye.
Mhm.
So how would you counsel them to step into that? And you may think that I'm talking about me. No. I may be talking about me. Now, how would you counsel somebody into starting their path onto opening up their clair sight, their clairvoyance?
I don't always. I've had quite a few clients, and there's actually a name for that, where you can't visualize. Not everybody has that as a dominant or a main clair. And in fact, I think there's really, truly only a small percentage of people who
Mm-hmm.
do have that as a main clair. I think most other people operate under claircognizance, where information just pops in, and then they need the outside validation to know, is this my imagination, or is this messages coming through? I think most people are more claircognizant,
Yeah. Okay.
clairsentient. So I really encourage people to rely on their other clairs and to continue growing them, maybe even with sensory deprivation, such as, plugging the ears, covering the eyes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then allow things to arise naturally. And I
Yeah.
found for some people over time that does connect all of the clairs, and they do start getting flashes of things, or either just seeing color. But for some people, it works the other way. For some people, they have a really strong claircognizance, but there's not emotion attached to it. And so they really have to work on their clairsentience to bring emotion up. So chakra work, bringing your focus and your awareness through the different chakras.
Yeah, yeah,
You're really having a struggle with emotion. You want to be more in your sacral space where the
yeah,
emotion lives.
yeah. I think that I hear really, really easily. I mean, I've always been hearing. I don't know if it's ghosts, but that was my main thing, the clear audio, and it's funny because I was saying I can't see. I am not clairvoyant. I just don't see the images.
Mm-hmm.
And but it as I will play in that area more and more, then it became clearer and clearer, and it was just, and then it kind of clicked, and I go, all you're doing is playing like Alexi, except he's sick right now. But I bet you he's got so many images in his mind that are going around as kids do. And so to me, it's like, go back to the child, go back to that innocence time where you can just let your imagination go and play in that realm. And then, of course, you go, well, I'm just making this up and I'm just playing in my imagination. And better that than some of the 3D stuff we're playing in. So, yeah, do it.
I
And I
like.
think, yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
No, I think that adds flavor, and then it brings in all the other players to come into play. So I just find it strange that some people are just that they're so psychic, yet they have one aspect, and I'm part of that. But I don't admit it. One aspect of their clairs that is just shut off.
I like this one. Hold on. Can just pick the word out of thin air.
Their wordle.
Thanks for that, Andrea. That was a fun one.
My psychic duck has a Claire waddle.
Stop it. I'm trying so hard not to laugh because that was not funny. But it was clever. It was quick and clever. But I actually really like when people say, oh, I'm just using my imagination. And yes, I'm with you. Explore it and go with that. Because what I like to tell people is that if you think about the shamanic journey or what you're doing during that, you're not quite in your awareness. That's why they call it being in a trance state, but you're not asleep either. You're in that in-between flow state between those brain waves. And when you're in that state, that's where your imagination runs wild.
Yeah.
And when you receive things through your imagination, you're receiving information, intelligence of energy. Energy is coming into your head, and then your imagination is taking that intelligence and molding it into something that you're capable of processing. So if you see very random things or cartoon rabbits or whatever it is you see, I believe that that's real energetic intelligence and information coming to you
Yep.
in a way that you're able to perceive it.
Yeah. Right. And what you said right there, how you are able to perceive it, because sometimes you're not able to perceive something that is way out there. It's just like it's too far beyond your normal sphere. But as you keep doing that, then you go, oh, I've seen that before. Like our galactic friends here. Oh, I've seen that energy before. Okay. And then you get a little more comfortable with it, and then they scare you, and then you go, okay, no, then you get a little more comfortable with it.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Back and forth.
But I think you kind of touched on something with the scrying and the clairvoyance, because if you don't naturally create those images inside of yourself, but you can scry to create those images and then use your other clairs. And also scrying, I'm seeing it almost like a pool of water. something about the stillness and patience required
Mm,
to scry does bring
yeah,
about that inner stillness that allows you to pay attention to what your other clairs are trying to say.
yeah, yeah. So one of the things that was that I did not do on our tour to see the petroglyphs is have some time just to sit with them in quiet.
Mm.
I didn't get to do that because there was other people around. They were all pointing and looking and going, "That's this, that's that," and um, there were certain petroglyphs that along this journey where I could have done that, but I didn't give myself the time to do that. And that just means I have to go back and do that trip again.
You probably should. But also, what came to my mind when you were talking is that maybe some of this was meant to be. Because if you think about those stories and the petroglyphs and mandalas and all of that kind of stuff, these are stories that you're receiving the energetic intelligence of. And maybe not all of them you were meant to absorb into your
Oh,
energy
yeah,
field.
true, true. I agree with that. Yeah, there's certain things that, yeah, that I wasn't meant to receive. You know, some of if there was a petroglyph about a ceremony that they did for a specific thing, I probably wasn't intended to even see it. I probably didn't. It was probably there, and I just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So, but there's certain things that I think I was meant to tap into, but again, step by step by step. So maybe I wasn't able to tap into it at that time.
Well, thanks for sharing your story because it really brought us to where we had a nice talk about the chakras and the clairs and scrying. And I think we got a lot of good information out of that.
Yeah, yeah. And Garnet said alternate writing,
Mhm.
which I'm not sure what alternate is, but if you're just doing some journal prompts and just automatic writing, I think that's what he was meaning or she was meaning, or by that, where you don't think about what you write, you just start scribbling and
Automatic. Yeah, just
yeah,
the automatic
it
writing.
goes up. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, to answer your question before I said, "Bleh, I feel like hieroglyphs have something to do," because we were talking about what we have going on. The only thing I have going on besides just being right here with you, Danny Shay, Mr. Shay,
And everybody in the chat.
you guys are the most important thing to me right now. And the only other thing I have going on, we have our Sunday videos that go out every Sunday, or Thursday readings go out every Thursday. And we are having our iFlow Feminine Rites of Passage retreat June 19th through the 22nd. That's
Mm,
going to be amazing. If you could see this space right now, besides what's on screen, I mean, I've got stuff everywhere because I got my dried flowers and all of my beautiful things. We're doing Blue Lotus tea. So I've got teacups everywhere. It's going to be an amazing experience. I'm super
yay.
excited.
Cool. Yes.
Super excited. What deck are you using? You want to read some people? We've got some people who need some readings or
Really?
readings. Yeah.
I'm just going to hold the card up and say, what do you think?
You remember what you said to me before we got on this call?
Oh, I don't know. Help.
Guys, I
Oh,
had to place a boundary with the client, right? And
oh.
Danny says, if I was your client, I'd say that's not what I'm paying you for. And I said, well, good thing you're not paying me, Mr. Shea. So hold up the card if you want, because they're not
That's
paying
true.
me.
That's true. I did say that. And they'll go, hey, I'm paying you to interpret that card. So, okay.
Okay, well, who's first here? I think Laura was our first one. Hello, darling, beautiful. Connection to Jim Morrison.
What my connection to Jim Morrison is?
Yes. There's a spiritual connection here. I feel it. I feel a lot of
Oh,
synchronicities.
wow.
I'm going to tap into you for just a moment, Laura, if that's okay. And I'm picking up ancestor, brother specifically. So maybe this was a shared past life. And then I got this spiral card because it kind of feels like there's past lives and then we move through and keep moving through. So to me, this feels like a past life ancestral connection, which doubles your connection. Do you have a card?
Oh yeah, I thought you were still talking. I'm going. There's more to this than the cards that I pulled.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
you looking around. I wasn't sure what you wanted to do.
I well, I'm not sure what I want to do either, but there's more to this than what I'm showing up here.
Mhm.
So Jim Morrison, I pulled two cards, and you decide what that means. I'm kidding. It says illumination, spirit path of the east, divine communication, spiritual knowing, and inner light. Your connection with Jim Morrison, it's got something to do. And then the second card I pulled is the Thunderbird clan.
Mm-hmm.
Imminent choice, life force, in rebuilding. So there's something with you in Mr. Morrison, um, that is designed to be shaking things up.
Interesting that you said shaking things up
Not
because
stirred,
nope.
shaken, not stirred.
Because your two cards could also be interpreted as like the soul connection and the ancestral connection and I started hearing when you were talking, I started hearing the better question is why has he come back into your life now? Why is this something that's come up right now? And as soon as Danny started talking about shaking things up, I got coyote medicine.
You got what medicine?
Coyote.
Iote. Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
So my first thought here, of course, whenever you see coyote, your first thought is usually trickster.
Hmm.
But I'm also sensing some playfulness with this. So I don't think that this is negative heavy, like something bad coming. It feels like the negative heavy has already happened. And the coyote is coming to bring playfulness, delight, joy. I see like howling and running and things like that. So maybe he's shaking things up, getting you loose, getting you out of the rut, getting you out of seriousness and into a more elevated space where you can have more levity in your life. What do you think about that, Mr. Shea?
I think that's right on. So, um, for me, coyote. It's people go, oh yeah, the trickster, but I always associate it with playfulness and community. So it's when I tap into the energies of coyote, it's more like let's not go along the path that everybody thinks we're going to go along. Let's stir it up a little bit. Let's have fun with it and make people think like, oh, what the hell? Oh, that makes sense. That kind of thing. And yes, so um, and for me, just we were talking about the medicine wheel, and that may have been one of the topics that we talked about. But where do you put coyote in your medicine wheel directional path? Do you have a place for him, her? So I put it in the south, which is physical and the foundation. But this card here is, which is spirit past of the east. That's all about new beginnings and seeds being planted and starting to grow. So I think that he's about ready to show up again. If he hasn't, when you get quiet, I think that yeah, I think that you're going to be getting some messages if you haven't already.
I love that. Thanks so much for letting us tap in with you, Laura.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fun. Jim
Well,
Morrison.
and I really like that you have that perspective of coyote medicine. I don't think I've ever met anyone else who had that perspective.
Really? Huh.
I don't think so. How about this one? You guys, if you have any questions, just put them in all caps in the chat and we'll get to them. A reading on when she'll be finished purging, resting, and reconfiguring because it's exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me pull out my timing deck. 5:30 tonight, you're done. Done. You just let it go. 5:30 tonight, you are finished releasing, purging, shredding.
Shredding.
Shedding. So isn't the question though, if I can switch it around, what are the steps that Ivy needs to take to complete her releasing, purging, shedding, resting, and reconfiguring versus a time? That makes sense?
Yeah.
That's not what she's paying us for, though.
Well, I also got an answer she might not like, so we'll see. I have multiple answers. Honey, Ivy, this is the first answer that came to me. And then I'll let Mr. Shea talk, and then I'll give you the second answer. I got these two cards, the Andean cross and the serpent. You know what this means because you worked the medicine wheel. And the serpent is the south again. It's like the restart, doing it all over again, working the wheel again. Now, I feel like you are learning something new right now. You've started a new practice. And so when you're talking about releasing, purging, shedding, reconfiguring, you're not going to be done until you're done with your training. You're not going to, I mean, technically you're not going to be done your whole life, but I understand you're talking about the little area that you're going through right now. And what this is saying is that you've already started a new process of training. And so if you want this to settle, you have to give your energy time to settle. And it's not going to settle until you're complete with your trainings.
Very good.
What you got over there?
I got, if you give me $50, I'll sign off on your training form and you'll be done by 5:30 tonight. Okay, so being serious.
Cheapo.
Because we take a lot of this so seriously and heavy, and some of it is very serious and heavy, but then we add extra to it. So that's probably why I'm being a little silly. But for me, the snake is, and did you say it was in the south?
The Andean medicine wheel, it is in the place of the south.
In the south, yeah. And so, for me, that the snake is shedding things that no longer serve you. So when you just let those go and leave them and don't pick them up and put them back on again, because I feel a lot of times we just keep going back and we keep recirculating things that we should have let go a long time ago. So the snake is allowing you. I was going to say asking, but it's not. It's saying you can let this go for good. Let it go for good. Drop it. Leave it alone. It's not going to serve you. And the three cards that I'm pulling for you, thank you. Because, see, I was like, am I being too silly? Am I being. Now, the very first card I get is joy. So have joy with this. You got the Empress card as well, which lets me know how powerful you are. You're what?
Oh no, I was agreeing. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, uh, yeah. So stay in joy. Realize how powerful you are. Going back to the Indian cross, which is all about the circle of everything, the completeness of things. We get the six of lotus, oneness,
Mm,
kind of like the Indian cross,
that's a
right?
beautiful
So
reading.
isn't it the four directions above and below,
It is.
and
Yeah.
then us in the center?
Hmm.
I keep adding that because I want to feel important. I,
Well,
I
we
don't
all.
want to be left out.
I like that a lot. That was a very beautiful reading. And it is a good reminder that, especially for those already on the healing path, that you don't have to keep going back and picking those things up.
Oh,
You can just bury them, let them be done. The things that you worked through the first time around, they can just be done.
yeah. Tell me that again so that I could leave some of this stuff that I keep picking up. Why do we do that? Why do we keep picking? Because we think that it's important, I guess.
We think it'll make us safe
Oh, there we go.
because it
So,
protects us and other people in the future from going
yeah,
through it again.
yeah, yeah. That has been a theme of in a lot of my readings that I've had recently
Mhm.
of, why am I recirculating things like this? I know it's not good for me. Why am I doing it? And so there's something in the air that's going around that I really think that we are learning to leave it behind. Whatever it is that we're done with that. We're moving into a new awareness. I feel that so strong that we're all being called to move up.
And while we're being called to move up, the second message that came through Ivy Star is actually a message that Danny threw at us before we even came on the call. So Danny went to put a thumbnail in before we started live streaming, and he had options, guys. Like, he had options. And the one he chose was the otter. And I was like, why? Where is that coming in from today? And he's like, I don't know, it was just there. So we're talking about the petroglyphs, we're talking about symbols, we're talking about receiving information. So of course, I went to my book and looked up otter. And I felt like this was very in line with the message for you. If otter shows up, it's time to relax. It's time to be playful, spontaneous, creative. And whatever struggles you're up against, confront them with courage, determination, and tenacity. You are going to have to make family a top priority at this time. So take that however you need to. I feel it all stirring. And so, anyone in the chat, you can call on Otter Medicine as well if you feel like you're an obsessive worrier, or if you've been feeling kind of lethargic, or you need some gentle and tender healing. And just to remind everybody, my son's homesick and says that I give him love. You're getting some Otter Medicine too.
Otter medicine. So getting back to Ivy, thank you for allowing me to pick otter. It was her. It was her that allowed me to pick otter. And don't forget, lay on your back and enjoy laying on your back, floating in the water, eating a scallop out of a scallop shell. That's what otters do. And they're very protective of their family. So cool. Okay.
I don't think I've ever tried to not laugh so hard as when I'm with you.
Hey, Sheila. Sheila's in the house. Hello, Sheila. She wants to be an otter
Ah, they're so cute. They're
until
absolutely.
they're not, and then
When are they ever not?
oh, they can be a little protective.
Happy birthday, Eric. Happy
Happy birthday!
you.
What? Just because he turned 65, we need to pray because he's 65? Like that's a bad thing? I don't know. I'm just uttering. I'm playing.
You just uttering words. Well, hello, McCleary. How are we today? A love partner. Ooh. Okay.
Love partner.
Excited about yes. I feel a love. Let me tap into my sacral chakra. I'm feeling some heat coming on.
Your what chakra?
Sacral.
Sacral. I thought
Yeah.
you said ankle, and I go, is there a new chakra?
Ah. Well, no.
Okay.
But I will admit that I went straight to sacral, emotional, sexual energy versus love, romance energy. I will admit that I did that, and I apologize. So maybe I'll do 2 readings. A love romance and then a brown chicken, brown cow.
Okay. Love partner coming in for me this year. Wow. Just one? Just one love partner?
You think there are many?
Just one? Well, yeah, I think he's got some choices.
Yeah.
I got 2 of fire and 2 of feathers. He's at a crossroads. He's got choices. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And he's got a mermaid. Dang.
Maybe
Okay.
that's why I felt the pull between the heart and the sacral. Maybe there are free will choices to be made in the timeline.
Yeah. I think so. So, do you want to go?
Yeah, you go ahead because you're already
I'm
pulling
kind of,
in. Yeah.
yeah, a little bit. Of course, timelines are all goofy, but I'm getting that you do have choices. That it really depends on how you are showing up. Let me see how I can put that into better terminology. You're how it's it's your inner light that is going to attract your partner, and so just pay attention to making sure that your inner light is clean, is how you want it to be projected. Um, there's something that's coming that it's like the Wheel of Fortune. It's the divine blueprint. There's what I'm getting to in your choices that I would look for the calm instead of the roller coaster ride, if that makes sense. Because you can go, ooh, that partner is going to give me a roller coaster ride and it's going to be exhilarating, it's going to be really fast. But there's the other side that is just like, nah, this is just like, just comfort. And that's what I'm getting with this. Pay attention to the comfort partner.
I like that. I got something very similar because it felt like we have choices. The first card I pulled is the wind, but
Mm,
the woman in the card, how she looks calm, content, confident. And the imagery that I got when I pulled this card, and I didn't notice that at the time, but it looks like there's a hawk up in the corner too.
hmm
Um, the energy I got when I pulled this card is that this person looks stable. She doesn't look like someone you have to care for or drag along with you or rescue. She looks like someone who could come and sit right next to you
Yeah,
on
I
the
love that.
throne.
Yeah,
She's got her own.
yeah.
Like that's what that looks like for me. Like she's someone who's already got her own stuff going on. And then there's the wind, the whispering, where this isn't going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You know, it's something that you're going to admire, someone that you get to learn how to admire because of her confidence in the way that she moves. And then I heard through clairaudience lots of affirmations moving through you specifically, such as I am loved and things like that, which I think reads into what Danny was saying about how you show up. So your inner stability, your inner self love. And then the second card, the brown chicken, brown cow mermaid card that I got was the vision quest. But look at that
Oh,
sassy thing, right? And so you can see here that this is someone who's heart wide open, that's a lot of expressive movement. Um, not as much clothing. So this is the person who looks very fun, very out there. There's nothing wrong with this person, by the way. She's an amazing gal. She's very expressive, and you admire lots of qualities about her as well. And she's not going to bring you the stable life specifically that you're looking for. I know you like adventure, you might like a little travel. That's fine. But if you're asking me and Mr. Shea for a love reading, it's more on the stability and the inner climate that you have going on, and the right one for you is going to come on as a long-term partner.
cool. I like that. The thing that I got when you pulled up the wind card
Mm-hmm.
um, is pay attention to when the wind hits you. I just that that's just a big thing for me. So if you're walking with somebody and you go, yeah, this is kind of cool, and then you feel this wind coming out of nowhere, it's just another synchronistic sign.
Catch your breath. That one hit me too.
Oh,
Yeah, because you have that inner wind.
yeah,
Thanks so much for letting us do a love reading. I don't ever get
yeah,
love readings on these things. Okay. Hey, Polly, look at your cute kitty cat.
Polly.
Anything that needs to be released and cleared.
Oh, oh, anything, anything.
Anything.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go with this deck. And
Okay.
Polly, 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 Polly.
I'll tell you the first thing that came through the 3 cards I was guided to pull. I want to sit with it for one more second so I'm not just getting a surface read. Okay. So what I got was Upper World, Sorcerer, Hunter. Now, these all have their own meanings, but what I read from them together is that what's actually blocking you and needs to be released and cleared is fear of your future and who you are in the future based on who you've been in the past. There's something in your subconscious that is wounded from things that happened to you in your past. And the thing that I had to dig deeper into is that I also think that you've had some past lives of what we call the witch's wound, where maybe you were an herbalist, a doula, a healer of some sort, and were condemned or rejected or something like that. So when we carry wounds like that, they can reflect as religious wounds, political wounds. They can really project out on other people. And what I was picking up around the hunter is aggression, where sometimes we can get strong triggers about things and put up this front. And that is the thing that's blocking you from becoming who you want to be. And it's really just a subconscious fear that you'll return to old ways, or that you'll be rejected, or that you're not going to be safe to be who you authentically are. So ultimately, I'm feeling a lot of compassion and self-love trying to come through for you, and maybe some past life healing around that can be done. And you can do that for yourself as well if you feel like you can go into journey or just talk to your past life self and bring some compassion to that space. What you got, sir?
Nothing much that you didn't just say. I'm like, wow, are you reading my cards too? The first card I pulled is the Seer card.
Mm.
And so when Mary was talking about, oh, you may have been something in the past life, like a gypsy seer. The keywords are saying see beyond the current situation.
Mm.
And that's been another big message for the collective, is that we think we're stuck where we are, but we're moving at such a rate and being called on to open up all our psychic senses and listen to, this is the moon card, the intuitive messages. And this also talks to me about the divine feminine and the cyclical nature of things. So sometimes we get caught in one phase of the moon. Just hang on, it's going to change. I keep forgetting that we get a new moon and a full moon every 2 weeks. And I go, that's really fast. And I mean, it's like, shouldn't I remember that? But I'm always surprised when we get a new moon or a full moon, because it happens so quick. The other thing that I got that Mary also said, and I'll say it in a different way, is take some time to just hold this space. And I like those 3 words because it means, it's like, what are you talking about? Holding this space. But for those who hold the space, you know exactly what it is. It's just support. It's support for who you are, what you were. And if you need to let go of that piece of that past life or past trauma or something, don't forget to thank it for the lessons it taught you, and then give it a band-aid of love and patch it full of love. That's
all right. We're going to start calling you Dr. Shay.
No.
All that's missing is a lollipop for Polly. But in all seriousness, I love holding this space, because if you combine that card with the moon card, that is what the divine feminine in each of us does. The divine feminine, while they're all about the change and the cycles and the transitions, they're the ones who hold the transitions. Yeah. The ones who hold the altar spaces and the sacred sites, and who tend them and keep them safe. They steward over all of those sacred spaces. And this is a sacred space. That container holds this space. That's what your divine feminine is being asked to do, is to hold that space. I love that. That spoke to me.
Thank you. That's good.
I think we have, thanks so much for letting us read that for you. I think we have time for one more.
You're in charge.
That's right. Don't forget it.
I'm not.
In the next 6 months.
Huh. New Year's?
That would be true.
6 months. New Year's is coming up. I don't think that's what she wants.
I'm feeling a big release and flow, specifically in your physical body. I'm going to go ahead and throw this is for entertainment purposes only, while also saying that the reading that I'm picking up is talking about a big shaking inside of your body and a possible heart healing. So, whether this is energetic or directly in your heart, something's going to strengthen. I pulled the Thunder card, the Drum card, which is the heart, and then Water. So these three cards together, it feels like in the past there's been something very constricting, very it has to be done like this, or I have to be like this, or very step by step, very logical, and it's caused a lot of tension. It's caused a lot of anxiety, and this is opening. It's falling away. The water is flowing through, and when it flows through, energy flows through, spirit flows through, healing flows through, love flows through. You get to expand and become and transition, and alchemy happens. Think of the treasures at the depth of the ocean. There's not a lot of treasure up on the beach because it's already been picked through and washed away. You have to go into the depths to find all of the treasure that's there. And that's a lot of what I'm picking up as you learn to flow. And I just really keep coming back to the heart over and over and over and over again. Remember, thunder happens first. So when we hear thunder, sometimes this shakes us up, sometimes it's a boom, sometimes it's frightening. But what it's doing, it's guiding you towards a healing that needs to happen. Yeah, that's all I will publicly say. But I feel like I've gotten my point across. Do you think I've gotten my? I think I've gotten my point across. I read something recently that said never to ask, does that make sense? Because it undermines all of your authority. And since you just put me in charge, I'm not going to undermine my own authority. So it's your turn. That was my self-talk. Go ahead.
That went way over my head. I'm like, is she speaking English anymore? I didn't. Hopefully they understood that. I got very similar things going on. And I'll be relatively quick here. One of the things I do want to mention is I do have a free membership group that's on my website, and we got some water messages. I am doing a journey to the frequencies of water in the middle of June. So if you want to tap into that healing flow or messages, go ahead and sign up on my website. It's a free membership, so that's where you get the Zoom links. Anyway, I got Trust in the Unknown with Skyfather, and when you got Thunder, and this is Eagle flying around lightning bolts. We also got Spring, See Your Seeds Grow, and then Be the Hermit, Recharge, and Retreat. I pulled some Spirit of the Wheel cards, and you're in this turning point. You're letting go of some life lessons. Stay courageous in all of this. And then the last card I got was the West, and it's Bear Medicine, all about recuperation, creativity, and dreams. So couple that with what Mary was saying. There's a lot of healing that's going on. There's a big spring energy that's going on too. A lot of newness coming up. Trust in the unknown as you journey through this, and you're on a healing path for sure.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lillian, for letting us read you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
I just saw this one, and it's not a question, but I just wanted to give it a highlight for a second. I just felt like it deserved that.
As long as it doesn't conflict with what I want, though. I agree with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, what she wants doesn't have to be with what you want or for what you want. You can have what you want. You can have what she wants. Look, we're about to have a feminine masculine battle.
Yes, we should probably take this
Opportunity
off camera.
to turn off the show. Well, thank you so much, everyone who showed up. We had an amazing time. And even if I didn't get to say your names out loud, I'm seeing you in the chat, and I'm so glad you're here. Like Danny said, this is a really special space.
Yes, yes.
And of course, I always enjoy being with Danny. So thanks for being here with me today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.